We live in an era of information explosion, where access to knowledge feels limitless and instant. Yet, despite this abundance, more and more people experience fatigue, distraction, and even addiction to the constant stream of news and updates. The world of information abundance is the reality we live in today. Every day, each person is exposed to an enormous stream of data. Notifications, news feeds, social media, messengers, videos, these fill our environment every minute. Whereas access to information used to be limited, now there is so much of it that our brains cannot possibly process it all. Instead of focusing only on truly important details, we end up endlessly scrolling through feeds, catching only the surface of ideas and facts. This creates the illusion of constant learning, but in reality, much of this knowledge remains superficial and is quickly forgotten. Information abundance leads to feelings of fatigue, overload, and scattered attention. To cope, it's crucial to consciously filter what comes in, select only what is truly valuable to you, and take regular breaks so the brain can digest and retain important information. The constant stream of information has a profound impact on the human mind. Our brains evolved to conserve energy and focus deeply only on truly important signals from the environment. But with a constant abundance of information, overload occurs. Attention becomes scattered, and it becomes harder to concentrate on a single task. This leads to anxiety and a sense of restlessness, with many people fearing they might miss something important. The FOMO effect. Multitasking and constant switching between different sources reduce memory retention and disrupt emotional balance. Over time, chronic fatigue and irritability develop, while motivation for deep learning or creativity noticeably declines. The mind remains in a state of chronic tension, which in the long run can lead to exhaustion and even professional or emotional burnout. The development of a dependency on informational content is based on the workings of our dopamine system. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter responsible not so much for pleasure as for motivation, the quest for novelty, and seeking rewards. Every time we receive a new notification, scroll through a feed, or find an interesting tidbit, our brains get a dopamine reward. Modern platforms and algorithms are engineered to make the stream of novelty almost endless, actively encouraging constant consumption. Over time, people become accustomed to a high frequency of these stimuli. Just lacking new information begins to feel uncomfortable, almost like mild withdrawal. This leads to a kind of psychological addiction. Time online becomes unconscious and uncontrollable, and attempts to cut back can cause irritation and anxiety. This dependency drains energy, disrupts sleep patterns, and even diminishes enjoyment from real-world, offline activities. One of the most noticeable problems in the era of information abundance is the loss of depth in thinking and perception. Every day, we encounter countless short messages, catchy headlines, superficial facts, and click-worthy images, causing our attention to become fragmented. The brain finds it harder to maintain focus on a single topic for any length of time. We become accustomed to rapidly switching between tasks and sources of information, which means we only absorb surface-level details without understanding the core meaning or subtleties. Over time, this diminishes our ability for deep analysis, critical thinking, and creative insights. In a constant rush, surrounded by external distractions, we develop the habit of settling for quick answers instead of taking time for thoughtful exploration and immersion in a topic. As a result, we remember less and rarely form meaningful personal conclusions, which impacts both professional growth and the ability to tackle complex life challenges. Coping with information overload and its effects requires a conscious approach and the development of new habits. The first step is to set up filters. Select only sources that are truly valuable and aligned with your goals. Unsubscribe from unnecessary channels and turn off irrelevant notifications. Limiting the time spent online and on social networks, for example, using timers or special apps, is particularly effective. It's also crucial to shift from consumption to creation, not just reading or watching, but also producing. Write, share experiences, and reflect. This helps restore balance between passive and active behaviors. Regular digital detoxes, periods of time without gadgets or online content, allow the mind to rest and increase sensitivity to the real joys of life. Building habits of deep reading, meditation, and journaling can further strengthen focus and the ability to think independently, away from constant external distractions. In a world overflowing with information, it's crucial to consciously manage your attention and choose what truly benefits you. Only this way can you maintain clarity of thought, motivation, and inner peace.